Why do I look like my skin's being softened when I don't have that skin softening filter on? You guys know my skin doesn't really look like this. What's up guys, it's Kelly and today I am doing a beginner video on how to apply eyeshadow. So I was kind of thinking about this idea. You know, it's funny how we can learn so many things on YouTube and you can just like go from zero knowledge on something and then you can just like learn from tutorials on how to do it. But one thing that I always kind of had a problem with is makeup tutorials on YouTube are kind of for like film slash really dramatic makeup. Like on camera, makeup looks different and I struggled, like when I first started getting into makeup, I always struggled with going from like wearing one eyeshadow on my eyes, which is what I used to do, to like actually being able to blend and being able to use colors and stuff like that. So I thought it would be really cool to do a video that I don't think really exists, which is just like how to do regular person makeup starting from square one. I thought this might be helpful to those of you who like either don't wear any eyeshadow or just like put on one color with your finger or do that kind of thing, which is what I used to do, and you don't quite know how to go from the one color to like beauty guru, like Insta glam, like looking fresh with the wing and all that stuff. This is actually the makeup that I wear to work. Obviously in this intro I am wearing a wing and I do have fake lashes on just because, like I said, on camera makeup looks totally different, so it's hard to like show people how to wear makeup without it looking like you're not really wearing any makeup on camera. So kind of confusing, I don't know. But anyway, I do hope that this helps anybody who like kind of wants to get into makeup but doesn't really know where to start. And also, side note, I am not a professional. This is just tips that I have sort of learned along the way. I feel like there has been a lot of trial and error for me in like getting to the point where I did eyeshadow well. I think I do it well. So yeah, basically I always follow the same general set of rules. Like this is just my go-to set of rules to do and it's super easy. Basically what I do is I'll take a palette and I will pick the colors that I want based on like how dark they are. So let's say I have this Makeup Geek palette, right? Here's the colors and I'm like, well, I don't even know what to do with this. So basically you have your lid color, like the color that goes on the inside of your lid, and then you have the stuff that goes in your crease. And I always find that 3 is the magic number. So I get 3 crease colors to like darken the crease. So I get like a medium color, a dark color, and then my darkest color, which is usually black. And then I'll do like either a shimmer or a really light matte shade on the inner corner of the eye, and that's it. I just need 4 eyeshadows. I can do my makeup, and you can pretty much do this with any palette. I'm going to show you guys some examples at the end. It doesn't always have to be browns. It doesn't always have to be neutrals. You can do this with any color scheme, any palette. Alright, so let's just get started. I'm going to give you guys some more details and stuff like that and just teach you my little formula. So I'm going to use this Makeup Geek palette just because this is my go-to right now for neutral looks, and we're just going to do a nice little simple neutral look. Basically, like I said, I have 4 colors, so I'll have my medium color, my dark color, my darkest color, which is black, which is not in this palette, so I'm just going to use a different black, and then my highlight color, which isn't necessarily a highlight, it's more just the lightest color that's going on my eyelid. So here are the 4 main brushes that I pretty much use for every single makeup look. These are the ones that I would recommend getting. I'm going to explain each one in detail, but basically we're using like 3 fluffy brushes and then 1 shader brush for my under eyes, but I am going to be using some different ones in this video as well. I'll explain them all in depth, and of course I will have everything linked down below. So the first step is always going to be to prime your eyes. So normally people would use an eye primer, but as you can see I do have freckles on my eyes, so what I end up doing is using concealer, and I find that this lasts super long. It works really well. If you would rather use primer, then you can go ahead and do that, but concealer for me works just as well, if not better. So basically I just buff it into my eyes, and then I take whatever setting powder I'm using and I'm going to set that. So it's really important that the primer or concealer on your eyes is not wet, because you want the eyeshadows to be able to blend without sort of getting caught and looking a little smudgy and bad. Definitely make sure you're using enough powder on your eyes. So I'm starting with the medium color, and I am just using this fluffy brush from Sigma. It is my fluffiest brush, and the rest of the brushes that I'm using are pretty much all drugstore ones, but this one I can't find a comparable dupe, and I love this one so much. So basically what I'm doing is I'm concentrating on the outer corner of my eye at first once I have the most amount of product on my brush. So basically every time I dip in, I'm starting on the outer corner of my eye so that it is darkest right there, and then I'm starting to do some circular buffing motions and going into my crease and also just like bringing that up slightly up towards my eyebrow. This is going to be barely visible on your eye, but what it's going to do is it's going to help the darker colors that you're going to be using blend in nicer without it being such a stark contrast from skin to eyeshadow. So this is kind of just the base color that we're going down with, and it's just going going to slowly get darker and slowly get more concentrated in the crease. So I am going to bring this up a fair amount, and it is different for whatever your eye shape is. For me, my eyes are actually pretty small and I do have pretty hooded lids, so I don't have to go too far up. So actually another thing that I wanted to point out, because it's not really brought up a lot in makeup videos, it takes a really long time to blend stuff out. I feel like people cut out a lot of that blending, including myself, so just be really patient, take your time. Usually an eye makeup look will take me 20 minutes to do, so just so you know. So now I'm going to go in with this slightly denser fluffy brush. This is from a set from BH Cosmetics, and I'm going in with my dark color, which in this case is the brown, and I'm going to start off the same way. So when I have the most amount of product on my brush, I'm just patting that onto the outer corner of my eye, and then I'm going to start buffing that in using those small circular motions, and then just doing sort of a more concentrated swipe in that area where I already went, but I'm not going as far up the eye. I'm just going in and trying to concentrate in my crease with that darker color. So again, you are going to take a lot of time just to blend it out, and it is easier when you're doing sort of matte neutrals like this. It does get a little bit more complex when you use more colors. And sometimes I'll just take a little clean brush and I'll just sort of go over that area just to make sure it's nice and blended out. So now I'm going to take my black eyeshadow, and that's just my darkest color. It doesn't always have to be black. And I'm taking this brush that is very similar to the second fluffy brush, but this one is even more concentrated. So I'm going to take my black and I'm going really lightly here. I don't want to use too much. Now for me personally, I usually end up using a lot of the black because I want it to be like a really dramatic look. But since we're doing something that's pretty light and wearable daily for people who aren't necessarily crazy with the makeup like me, you want to just go nice and light. So I'm doing the same thing. I'm concentrating it in that outer corner again, and then I'm just slightly bringing it up, and then I'm going to take my slightly larger brush and that dark color again, which is that dark brown, and I'm going to go over it so that it doesn't seem as harsh or as stark of a color. I'm kind of just putting that brown back over it and just lightening it a tiny bit, and also warming it up just a tiny bit as well. Now I'm just going to take my little highlight color here, and I'm using this flat brush also from that same BH Cosmetics set. That set is actually one of my favorites of all time. It has pretty much all the brushes that I need, and it's super cheap. The Sigma set that I paid for when I first got started, I ended up spending over $100 on. But anyway, so I am going to use this to pat that lightest color all over my lid. I'm actually used to doing this with my finger. When I apply my makeup for work, I do that part with my finger, just with that light color, because I think it's the easiest. So that's why I'm saying this step is totally optional to use a brush for. If you're using a shimmer color as well, you also probably should use your finger, because I just think they do apply a little bit better that way. And then I'm just going to go back and I'm going to take that lighter color and I'm just going to go over that just to make sure everything looks nice and blended out. So now for the bottom of my eye, I'm just going to take this sort of dense brush and I'm going to use that medium color, and I'm going to start to just put that on the bottom of my eyes. So I'm starting on the outer corner and then I'm just sort of working my way in. So every time I redip, I'm starting again from the outer corner, because that is where my eyeshadow color should be the darkest. And again, I don't know that this brush is necessary for you to use. I think you could probably just use a brush, you know, one of those 4 brushes. So I'm just taking that shader brush and I am using the dark brown color, and again, I'm just going to do basically the same thing. This is the best kind of brush to use for under your eye, just because it is really dense. Basically just starting on the outer corner and then just working my way in. And you can do the same thing with the black as well. Sometimes I will take that most dense brush and I will get a little bit, whatever's left of the black, into the outer corner of my eye just to get that in there and make it a little bit more dramatic. And then I take a eyeliner pencil and I will just put that on the top line where my lashes are, and that just makes my lash line look nice and dark. And then I'm going to go in with my mascara and just kind of darken up, make that area a little bit more dramatic. Like I said, I would normally go in with my liquid liner and make a little wing for myself, but because, you know, you want to keep it simple, you don't want to go too dramatic if you're just starting out, I think this is a really good place to start, and you can just kind of get a feel for how the makeup works for you and how you like the way it looks. And I actually notice that when I don't do a wing, my lashes look pretty long and pretty full. It's just because when that wing is there, it looks like I don't have any lashes because they're kind of shadowed by the wing. So this is what that final eye makeup look is like, and this is just a look that I wear to work all the time. Basically just going in with those neutral colors and just blending them out nicely, and then you have yourself a nice wearable eye makeup look that's also a little bit more detailed than doing just one color, and I think it gives your eyes a lot more depth and it looks pretty nice. So this is what it looks like on both eyes if you guys are curious. Again, it's hard to show you on camera just because lashes and eyes just look different when you're wearing less makeup, so this is the amount that I would wear in real life. I'm going to show you guys also what other color combinations I would do with some different palettes. So this is to the Jolie Colibri palette. This is where I use the black. This is how I would do it. So again, this would be my medium color, this nice pink color, and then I would go into the maroon color and then the black color, and then I would use any of these lighter colors as my sort of highlight inner corner color. A more colorful palette that might be a little bit more difficult to navigate would be this BH Cosmetics Festival palette, but one look that I just do all the time is basically this orange color as my medium color, and then this burnt kind of red color as my dark color, and then the brown color as my darkest, and then a little gold shimmer in the inner corner center of the lid. Alright, so that's it for this tutorial. I hope you guys found it helpful. I actually am really excited about this, and I kind of want to start a series. Like, you know, my Nail Polish 101 series is basically the absolute beginner stuff for nail polish. I was thinking it would be pretty cool to teach you guys like all the stuff that I've learned from makeup and do like a makeup 101, which would be, I don't know, fun. And I could also do that video that I've been talking about like transitioning from neutral shades like this into colorful shades and just sort of like the steps to take to get there. So let me know if you guys are interested in that. I'll probably put a poll up because you guys know I love polls. And if you have any video requests that you want to see that are makeup related or nail polish related or literally anything, I could probably do it. Just let me know in the comments below. If you're not already subscribed to my channel, make sure you subscribe and give this one a big thumbs up if you like the idea of, I don't know, doing a makeup 101 video series. That would be cool. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye! Alright, we'll go with an easy fun fact today. If you guys are new to my channel, at the end of every video, I just say a fun fact about myself so that you guys can learn a little bit more about me. And today's fun fact is that sloths are my favorite animal. I don't think I've said that before, but I really like sloths. I've never seen one in real life, but I watch videos of them all the time and they're super cute. That's it. Alright, I'll talk to you guys later. Bye!